the recording on. The session is on recording now, and we can get started. So I officially welcome everyone to this session, requirement gathering session for 65 ERP project implementation. So I welcome everyone. I expect I'm ready, like what it should be. I'm supposed to be your guests. So I'm ready and available for interrogation. Yeah, so and I hope all the team who want to gather requirement from me is ready with their questions. So the floor is open. It should be first come, first serve. The first group, any group that's ready to get started. I can see Tony raising hand. And yeah, Mr. Tony, yeah, I'm ready if you are ready.
Right. Good evening, Mr. Shas. Yeah, we have gotten to that stage of gathering requirements so that we can continue with our project. So we've identified we want to ask just 2 questions so that other people will have opportunity to ask their own. Our first question will be, what systematic issues or your current problems in your current process must be eliminated first for the ERP to succeed?
Okay. The core problem we have is we do not have ERP. So we don't have ERP at the moment.
Okay.
The company relies on manual. If we go through the project brief, it's made clear that our current process is on manual input. We rely on manuals, semi-manual. When you say manual, it may be writing on paper, or semi-manual and fragmented back office to handle operation efficiency, financial transparency. It's not totally manual because we have application, we have a mobile app, we have a back end, we have a product, mobile digital bank products where we gather inputs from customers. They can equally transact, make payments, receive payment through the application via the database. This is the way it's working at the moment. But there should be an organized ERP for other aspects of the company. So our digital bank infrastructure is just the field front-end operation. So when we come to the back-end operation where our staff work, like we have different departments like finance, there is no solid enterprise resource planning suite where we work from. So that's why it says it's semi-manual.
So okay, so the company will want an ERP that will the company staff can collaborate internally seamlessly.
Yes. So because the digital bank infrastructure with the mobile app is for front end, is for customer facing. We use it to manage customer and transaction. Okay. But at the back end, there is nowhere we have good collaboration where the staff can do their work effectively. So everything is just like on, we say semi-manual, is not, there is no synchronized data processing or collaborative tool at the back end. So the way you just see it from the front end, yeah, beautiful application, beautiful website, but this is front end. This is for customers. At the back end, things are not working. So we need an ERP where we remain organized at the back end, where the staff, we pay salaries. There's a lot of things banks does. It's not only receiving customer payments and paying them or enabling them to pay their money back and get our commission from the transaction. Banking operation or business operation is beyond front end. If you are not organized at the back end, at the back office, let me call it back office, things are not going to work properly.
Oh, yeah, understood. So the second question will be, are there compliance or regulatory or security requirements that the ERP system must accommodate?
Yeah, the ERP system does not, the only regulatory is like data protection. Every application today must have data protection compliance. So whoever is using that application must have access to their data. They can delete their data anytime. They can say we are not using them. So that is what called data protection. There must be clear terms and conditions, privacy policy. All these things must, every application must comply to that. But in terms of any other regulatory, like for instance, CBN regulatory measure, it does not call it. It has nothing to do with the kind of application we are using. So these are general regulation, company regulation for you to operate as a bank, or for you to operate, do some certain business as a bank. So ERP is just a back office application. So the main requirement is just to make sure it is data protection compliance.
Okay, my understanding is that there is no CBN regulatory breach that we might run into in provisioning this ERP.
ERP is just an application, just a back-end application. We can have up to as many as possible. We are equally going to have CRM, customer relationship management. We are going to have ITSM, IT service management for support, IT support application. Well, there are so many back-end applications that a company need to have, and after then they can be then integrated together to work seamlessly. So that is it. Even if we are not working as a bank, even if we are just an e-commerce marketplace, we still need this back-end infrastructure.
Okay, so my last question, so that other people can shoot, is the brief mentioned migrating from legacy spreadsheets or tools. Can you provide a detailed inventory of all current systems, data sources, manual processes that need to be integrated or replaced? What are the potential data quality issues we should anticipate?
Yeah, the current system, most of these is we say spreadsheet. So these are most of the documentation for now. So there is no that kind of comprehensive system in place for now. So everything we're running is not that a bit organized at the moment. So and as a matter of fact, we've not even gone live. So that kind of historical information is not there. So we might not be able to all this historical data from year to year operation of the way is not there. So
can we provision AI automation agents to help do some of the job for the company?
AI automation agent, well, is whatever you guys deem fit to do a good job. So we are not limited to any strategy. So it's the BAs who are the solution architects. It's all of their is their duty to decide which solution. If they feel that AI is in better position, they are going to use AI. We are not against it. All we need to do is a good. Let's have a working ERP that can help us solve the current problem we have. So if you decide to deploy AI agents who can do the work very well, who can help you.
We don't. I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about we provisioning AI agents that will help the company automate some of their job, like talking about visualizing data and all that you wouldn't have to do manually anymore. So I'm asking as we are not asking as a
business analyst. The answer to your question is that what you are asking is what we call continuous improvement, optimization of the ERP. That will come in when the implementation is completed.
Okay.
It might be the second phase of the implementation. So it's going to be an ongoing. When you acquire a system like this, you continue to continuously to improve on it till it comes to end of life. End of life is when you retire it, you don't want to use it again. But as long as it's living, you the continuous improvement will require this automation. So if at that point, what you will desire or you as a solution architect suggest using AI agents for orchestration and the automation, good and fine. We're equally going to need integrating the ERP with other third-party applications like CRM, company website, and so many other things. Yeah. So if there is need for AI to help in doing these jobs, good and fine. So that is the duty of the business analyst to decide on that. Make recommendation. The company or the executive is about, trying to understand the recommendation from the BAs. If it's good, they will buy into their change initiative. But at this moment, we need to look at how much do we have? How much time do we have? So that we won't go out of scope. If you're looking at the scope of this project, we want to implement the ERP first and train people on how to use it. That is it. Then continuously, that is when we are coming in with automations. It might be the second phase. If you are now creating a roadmap, the first in your roadmap should be implementation and training. So it's now implemented and we'll train people to use it. Now, to make sure we get the best out of it, we get it automated. We get a lot of activities automated. Then the third phase can be you start integrating it with third-party application. The fourth phase, we might even decide to start integrating it with all these AI, not bringing AI into the system to even do most of the job. So, but all these things is based on the roadmap, what we can achieve at a particular
within the
time.
time frame.
Yeah, like if you see here, if you go to our project brief, you see that third-party application or CRM, even integration and other things are not part of this. The main thing we want is get the best ERP from the market based on the amount we have, based on the budget we have. We already budgeted 10,000 pounds for this. Then get it configured. It's a white label. So we need to configure it to our business need. Configuration is giving, it involve creating something like data access control with bringing in users, onboarding users who are going to use it, data migration and things like that, and test it and go live. Once that is done, we continue on the process, continuous improvement.
Okay, that will be all from my team for now, so that others can go. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Tony, and that's a good one. Okay, okay, we have there on the line.
Good evening, Mr. Charles.
Good evening.
Okay, so I'm India. I'm representing my team, 65 North.
Yeah, we can't see you.
Sorry, my camera is not on. I think it's my network, sir.
Then why should we be repeating all this in there? If you are not prepared, you have a team. Let other people present for you. I'm trying to build a culture of the way things should be. What we call ground rule. This is very serious matter. Or you people, because you feel that it's Mr. Charles, if you are now in the university, you have your lecturer, you put off your camera because it is the university giving you up to what we are giving you here. Why won't you respect our ground rule?
No, sir,
Michael, please, can you come up?
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Charles.
Good evening.
I'm representing the South team. We have quite a number of questions to ask, and a little has been touched already by Mr. Tony. But just before I delve into the questions my team has, I just want to clarify something you said about while you were responding to Mr. Tony. I wanted to clarify, does 65 at the moment, do they have a CRM that they are using at the moment?
Yeah, we'll have a CRM.
Okay. Okay. All right. So going to that, I just wanted to get that out of the way first. Now, to my very first question, I would like you to, first of all, what does the onboarding of agents in 65 look like? What's the process like?
Of course, onboarding of agents.
Yes.
In 65 application or in this ERP or the where?
Okay, I was asking onboarding of agents of 65 agents. What's the KYC like?
I want to understand what you mean by agents.
Okay, my
What
question,
do you
or
mean
what I
by
mean by
what do you mean by 65 agents?
65 is a fintech company.
Yes, it's 65 is a digital bank.
Yes.
So where does the agent come in here? What kind of agent are you talking about?
I'm talking about agents who the customers come into the company through. Like if I want to transfer, if I want to do a transfer or something through 65, how do I
If,
get?
if, if you want to make a transfer, 65
Okay.
have a mobile application.
Okay.
You have a mobile app. When you sign up, you download a mobile app. You see the mobile app. If you want to send money from your account to another account, it's through a mobile app. So you don't need an agent to transfer money from your account to another person's account, whether 65 account or Zenith Bank account. You don't need agents. So there is no agent here.
Okay.
That is 65. If you
All right.
are talking about the old, which is Monify, we streamlined a lot of things. Monify, we used to have POS agents, which can come in later. We don't want to roll everything out at the same time. We want to roll out stage by stage. We're going to have POS. We're going to have both for POS, food for merchants. People can use it to receive their money. We equally have another 65 tap where you can do contactless pay. You tap. So, but all those things is going to be by phases. At this phase, we are rolling out a digital bank. That is. So we try to streamline it. So that is, I'm just saying this to let you understand the way of operating, but it's out of scope on what we are doing here.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I hear you on that. Now, my next question will be: what are those things that your ERP must have? What are those non-negotiables that your ERP must have when it comes to functionalities and process? Those things that you will not joke with when it comes to functionalities.
So the ERP must be able to support our finance and operation. Finance. So internal finance. Finance doesn't mean the way banking runs. That is service to the customers. That is different from our internal. Because if you look at our problem where we started, we said back office. Back office. So we need to be able to handle our back office very well. So that is the main thing. So if we understand the way ERP should work, it supports finance and operations very well. So this is non-negotiable. So I shouldn't be telling us how ERP works. It's our duty to go read about ERP. If we don't know about ERP, a business analyst should do a thorough research, find how ERP work, and then understand the one we can afford based on our budgets. ERP is all about finance and operation. Yeah. So we are not going back on anything about finance and operation.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to scan through the questions we had, because as you're explaining, you're also answering some that I haven't asked already. So that's what I'm trying to do. Okay. The project brief talked about it talked about the integration of a dashboard enabling a dashboard to see real-time of what every department would be able to do. Is this dashboard, is it going to be visible to all departments, or is it going to be access based?
Every application has a dashboard.
Okay.
Yeah. So dashboard is just showing you the metrics. Anybody who logs into the application, the first thing you meet is dashboard. That is what dashboard means. So that's when anybody have accounts in that ERP should see a dashboard. That's what it means.
Okay.
So if you are logging into a CRM, there's no way you can come and start seeing what is it's just like, let me give you an example. A mobile app, a mobile phone, mobile application. If you log into your Zenith Bank account, you are going to see a dashboard. If you log into your Fidelity Bank account, you are going to see a dashboard. These are different applications. Every application have a dashboard. Anybody that has an account will have a dashboard. If you go to our Digitech where student portal, once you log in, you go there, you see a dashboard. That is what dashboard means. It's just for showing statistics and metrics of what is going on within the ERP application.
Okay, thank you very much. But I actually just wanted to find out. I know that every application in the ERP will have a dashboard, but is there going to be something like an access base where maybe the person who onboards other users sees an overview of what is happening in finance, in operations, and all of that?
Your access determine what you see.
Okay.
Like you see the what do they call it? Our project collaborative environment, Freight Camp.
Yes.
You see, when I deal with you guys, when I open the application, what I'm seeing is different from what you are seeing. You know why? Because I have access to all the project going on. You have access to only one project. So if I want you to see everything I'm seeing, I will give you access to all the projects. You start seeing everything I'm seeing. If I want to reduce your insight, I will reduce it. So the amount of access you have will determine what you see, and that is controlled during the access control. So the application administrator, system administrator will decide who sees and what users see, what users have access, and what insights they have.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And for now, the final question for now is what are those tasks that happen in 65 that are very frequent? What are those tasks that are very reoccurring that you think the ERP should be able to reduce turnaround time for?
Okay, most of the repetitive tasks in accounts is account receivable and account payable. This is what does every time money coming in and money going out. That is account receivable, and account is every day. As long as the company is operating, there should be inflow of income and outflow of income. That's account receivable and account payable. If you go to the ERP, if you have used ERP, you see that they have account receivable and account payable. You know, it's a very common thing.
Okay. All right. I would come up with a couple of more questions, but let me give other teams the chance to talk. Well,
Just finish your time.
Okay, okay.
If you have all the question, finish your questions. If they are relevant, if there's no need of repeating what other people have asked or what you've asked already, or if I've taken care of your question and it's still on the list, there is no need of repeating it.
Okay, while a customer is about to use while a customer is about to use 65, the mobile app, or if a customer is just trying to use 65 for the first time, what are those if that data that would you would definitely use to verify the customer, the KYC? If I want to use 65 for the very first time, what are the things that you would ask to confirm, to verify my identity?
Your email, your password, your phone number, your date of birth, your proof of ID and address. These are key information that is required from a customer. And before a customer can use, before your account can go live, you must verify the customer through a reliable ID card, such as a national ID card or voter's card or driver's license. So if you don't have, even if you sign up and you do not upload all those things, your account will not go live. And if you upload fake, your account will be deleted.
Okay. All right. Let me scan and see. Okay. For now, who are the key stakeholders beyond yourself who will be impacted by everything that is happening in this project right now?
Yeah, in key stakeholder, each department will have go to marketing, will have marketing department, will have people working within the marketing department. If we go to IT support, we'll have people working in IT support. We go to accounts, we'll have people working in accounts. But so many of all those departments will have kind of placeholders because we've not gone live. There's no need of recruiting people, paying them while they are doing nothing. It's until when we are ready to go live, we can recruit the kind of people we need and then go live. All of you know that 65 is not live yet.
Okay.
But we are a company.
It's all right. And finally, when it comes to data migration, I recall you answering Mr. Tony. When it comes to data migration, you said we already having data on spreadsheets and on spreadsheets basically. So when it comes to data migration, who will be responsible for migrating the data into the ERP we choose?
I should be asking you that question. Because I'm just like, let me say I'm the product owner or the CEO and I hired you to do a job for me and then asking me who is going to do the job. Yeah? So you're not asking me who is going to do the job I hired you to do. That's what you just asked me.
I think you just answered the question. You just answered the question. I rest my case for now.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Michael. Any other team that are ready to gather requirements? Okay. There
Yes,
seems they are ready now.
Yes, I'm ready. Good evening, Mr. Charles.
Okay.
I apologize for the situation earlier. Yes.
There's no need for apology. If you do the
Okay.
right thing, you know me. If you don't know, I'll just block you. So I
Okay,
don't need
sir.
apologies.
All right. Okay, sir. So thankfully, Mr. Tony and Mr. Michael have asked our questions and we've gotten our answers. But we just have one question.
Okay.
I understand that we have the key objectives and we have key deliverables. All right.
What?
But at the end of the
Can you
day,
say that again?
okay, so I was saying that Mr. Tony and Mr. Michael have asked the question that the group would have asked. So we've gotten our answers already. But we just have one question left. So we
Okay.
know that there are key deliverables and we understand our objectives. But at the end of the day, we want to know, how will our success be measured by top key stakeholders?
Okay. I think we already have that in our project brief. If you want me to repeat what is in project brief, I will read it up again. So where I expect question is what is in the project brief that is vague. But the key success is very clear. We said 40% reduction in manual processing time. We say 30% faster monthly financial close cycle. We say 100% traceability of financial and compliance transaction. We see real-time dashboard visibility across departments that are using this particular system. And we see 25% increase in internal processing satisfaction within 60 days. So these are the KPI. They are the success factor. If we can achieve this within the short period of time, we consider it to be very successful. So, and we'll continue to improve on the system to make it better. So, trying to make it better, we can start aiming for maybe 60% reduction in processing after 1 year. Maybe after 2 years, we can even see 100% reduction when we must have been automated everything in the system. You know, it's not like a magic, like some people might be thinking that the system is built like this, everything start working like magic. It takes time to keep building and automating. So that is the KPI remains the same. It has not changed. So yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. There. Okay, we have Mr. Wilson on the line. Okay, I saved Mr. Wilson because I know you are in the same team with Tony, and I'm not hearing from them, but I see a hand raising. So I think maybe we can still have something to clarify. Okay. Since Mr. Wilson is not aware, he's raising his hand. I will have a Guinea car from South East.
Good evening, Mr. Charles. Good evening, everybody.
Hi, Guinea car.
Okay, sir. I want to ask if there are any departments with unique workflows that may require custom configuration on the ERP.
Unique workflow.
Yes, any departments, among those ones you are considering, like finance and all, is there any unique workflows that will require a custom configuration, maybe something special, that we might want to give them on the ERP?
Well, for now, like I said, the main workflow is going to come from account receivable, the way we receive money into the organization, and then we have account payable, how money goes out. You know, these are key areas. A lot of things are going to be revolving around these two processes. You know, it's quite unique that it determines how things are moving very well. So if the solution architects, which is the BAs, decide that they want to streamline it, that's going to be very good. You know, I need to understand the current process and the future process of the way things work. Yeah. So you need to understand, if you want to understand it very well, then you have to try to understand the way account payable and account receivable works in an ERP system. And it's your duty as a BA to go understand how it works and how it can be optimized. Because if I know how it works, I will not be hiring you to come and do the job.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Then again, I wanted to confirm, clarify. You know, you mentioned that I want to be sure that all the other workflows we are looking at integrating, that's referring to financial management, regulatory compliance, agent operations, and customer service. You know, I want to be sure that there are no other platforms that are existing on at all. Like they are totally manual, and we are trying to migrate them to the ERP. Like, I want to know whether they are existing in other platforms, and then we now want to move them to ERP, or they are from A to Z. The whole process is manual. I just want the confirmation on that because I mean there was I wasn't really clear on that.
I've already addressed this issue when Mr. Tony asked. I told that everything is manual, and manual is manual. And I made a mention of manual documentation like spreadsheets.
Okay. Then I want to, thank you, sir. And I want to confirm if there's any specific ERP that maybe you are considering, even though you may want us to look at. Is there anyone you are considering at all? I mean, is considering at all in any way whatsoever, and whether there is any, if that's the case, if there's also any probably to do such a similar work, so that we'll know whether we'll also engage the vendor or something.
If I have any ERP in mind, we want to adopt, there is no need of stressing on vendor selection, because we would have done that, and the money to hire you, we keep it to ourselves because we already know what we need. So it's the ability to go and do the requirement analysis, do thorough solutions evaluation, and come up with a report and advise us on what to do.
Okay, I think that's all for now. Basically, some of the questions I wanted to ask have been touched on by the other people. That will be all for now.
Okay. Thank you. I think you have Andrew in your team, so let me, maybe it's a follow-up, give him an opportunity for a follow-up before we go to Southwest. Elijah, I hope you are standing for Southwest. You are waiting patiently. So, yes, Andrew is from Southeast. So and Ginika. So if maybe you just want to give Ginika a leg up.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't know if sorry, I was kept, by something, so I didn't start the class from the beginning. But I know I sent a question in our question bank for today, which I didn't hear Ginika talk about. And the question is, ERP software may not be like a over-the-counter product. If there is adjustment, or if there is no ERP software matching exactly what the project is meant to achieve, what are we supposed to do?
Well, of course, is the ability to do data mapping to understand the kind of financial data that is coming into the ERP to make sure it matches with data. Just like someone have asked the kind of data sets or data schema we need for someone to onboard into our system. So the duty of the VA is to try to understand the data sets we have, and then try to go and look for ERP that will match that kind of data set. But like I said, we operate what we are going to be using ERP is for accounts receivable and accounts payable. That is major operations. Other things can come, but during the account receivable and account payable is a very unique thing. It's a very, not like it's common data that every ERP uses. When they come to every ERP uses account receivable and account payable. So any ERP is not making use of account receivable and account payable is not an ERP. So, and this is where we want to. So if you are going to look for an ERP that does not have the functionalities of account receivable and account payable, it might not match what we need. So, yeah, so if your team are going to work to make sure that we have a good match, our core requirement is going to be on finance, and drilling down on finance, because if you go there, we say finance and operation, how finance at the back office works. It must be account receivable and account payable, incoming and outflow. So any ERP that doesn't have that functionality is not going to match.
Okay, Charles, please. For some of us who are into accounting and finance, please, this account receivable and accounts payable are terminologies that are understood in different ways. I don't know if, because maybe you are talking about deposits, payments and deposits and payments, for instance, from our what we call POS today, it is either you are paying or you are depositing. So I don't know, do they mean the same thing in this project?
It don't mean different thing. Deposit is, like we said, ERP is for back office. Our front application takes care of customer deposit that goes from there directly to database, But ERP, we are getting it for back office. So any company that has an account department should have what we call ERP, whether bank or no bank, will have what we call ERP for internal operation of finance departments. You know, I've worked in various places that does not operate like a bank, and they have good ERP system. You know, so we have people working for the companies. They make payments every day, contractors, like even the money they are going to pay as salary comes from account payable. Everything, because the finance need to regulate everything, must come from finance. That's what I mean by account payable. Every money going out, any money coming in, our own money. So by the time we would finish operation and we say this is our own profit or this is our commission from banking transaction, that means for companies revenue. This is now our revenue. It should be going into account receivable. So the other one transaction is kind of marketing activities. So what we are looking for is account receivable and account payable operation within finance department and operations.
Okay, okay.
So even to add more light, even churches, they have ERPs, even churches, good churches, because they make payments, they build houses, they pay contractors, and even the tithes goes in there. You know, when tithes goes into their bank account, it needs to equally be recorded in their, no, because we are, any money that goes into the bank account, it needs to be recorded. This is their revenue, the way they are making their revenue, you know. So that is account receivable. Now, like if customer pays money and every transaction that happen in this we must get commission. Every transaction that happens, we get commission. So this, our little commission, this is how we make our own money. And that is what is our revenue. We tag that as account receivable. Okay, I think we are now moving to Elijah. Yeah, it's your turn now. You can see you have
Good
the
evening,
seat
sir.
now. Good
Yeah,
evening.
good evening, sir. From my team, we have a couple of questions here, and I want you to do justice to that, sir. Now, number one, I want to ask if the ERP support multiple currencies, and if yes, which ones?
Yeah, every ERP support multiple currency because ERP is a global application. So, for instance, let me give you, although you should be advising me on that, not me telling you, teaching you about, because I'm supposed to be a novice about ERP. So, for instance, let me say I'm Dangote, who do not know anything about, I'm just a money-making machine, but I don't know anything about IT. I shouldn't be coming to teach you how ERP works. It's your duty to come and teach me that this one has multiple, this is the one that suits us, and this is not the one that suits us. I'm just telling you because we are going to work out there, and this kind of question, you shouldn't take it to your stakeholder that need to, well, depends on. So, but ERP is a global application. It's just a white label application. When you procure it, is you decide how you are going to use it. So that is where the developers come in. Developers will help you to configure it to the way you want it. If this company is based in Nigeria, they can then say, okay, we configure it to become Nigerian currency. Well, if the company is based in UK, we configure it to be based in UK. If the company has operation in Nigeria, has operation in UK, then we can get configure Nigerian operation, UK operation. So if it's a global, then we have to decide the currency we're going to use globally. If it's a company is a global, like let's say Facebook, that operates in different parts of the world, and they have so if they are them to decide the kind of currency. But ERP as an application is a multi-currency application. You adopt the kind of currency you want. You adopt the kind of language you want. If you want to use English, you can configure it to become English. If you want to use French, you configure it to become French. If you want to use Spanish, any language you want to use that is within the, then it's up to you to configure it. You can configure it your time frame. If you're in the United States of America, you configure it to become American timeline. If you are in Nigeria, you configure it to become Nigeria timeline. So that is how it works. So it's a, like I say, it's a white label. So when you get it, you decide to configure it, customize it to suit your organization.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. And another question is, what compliance and regulatory requirement must be built into the system, sir?
Compliance and regulatory is just making sure that it is it has a good security measure. You know, most of this application, good security measure is like multi-factor authentication, meaning that no one with unauthorized access can not easily get access into the application. Anybody that must have access must be able to have access, you know, and gradually from time to time you have, you know, authentication, multiple authentication. They can ask you to, before you sign in, authenticate. We all know what authentication is. So they're having this kind of authentication because it has to do with finances, to be able to protect fraudulent activities. You know, these are some of the things that you need to have. And equally, data, such application, it can be configured that you cannot delete a data. You cannot delete a record. Once a record is there, it can never be deleted to avoid fraud. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
So, any finance-related application like this, even if you canceled a record, for instance, if you have because all these things, they post transaction. If you post a wrong transaction, you cannot delete it. All you need to do is you post a counter transaction to go match the one the wrong transaction you posted. But for you to go delete a record, that is, it can cause fraud. Somebody can do something and delete it. So ERP, these are some of the compliance measures. Data regulation means it must meet every country's data regulation, you must disclose the type of data you have in that ERP system. It must be disclosed. That is data protection, data regulation. All the data that you have there, you must be able to state it in your terms and the condition, privacy policy. You must be able to state all the data that you use in every application. Is not only similar to ERP, it's now a generic something that every application you use, you must state data usage, how you use it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And the amount of data you require to use, it must be disclosed in your terms and conditions.
Okay, okay. And my other question is that who are the primary users of ERP in your department, and what rules and access level would they need?
The primary users are people working within the account department. You have accountants who have what we call account payable officers. We have account receivable officers. We have accountants. These are people that are going to be using that. Then over time, we're looking at integrating, we're going to integrate it with CRM systems so that with that, integrate it with other third-party application. All these people that would be deemed necessary to have access, then, but for now, it's mainly for accountants, account payable, account receivable. These two, account payable and account receivable, we have role called account payable officer. We have role called account receivable officer. We have role called accountants. They are the people working on day-to-day. Just like if you go to CRM, we have sales rep, we have sales manager. These are people who work on daily on that. If you go to HR system, we have recruitment agent, we have recruitment managers. If you go to ITSM, we have first line support, second line support, third line support. We equally have ITSM manager. So in ERP, the major persons that are going to use are called accountants. If you want to drill down, specify the nature of accountantness, then you can say account receivable, you can say account payable, and things like that. But generally, accountants.
Okay, sir. I have more questions. Should I continue, sir?
Yes, because we still have one.
Now, sir, what service level agreement should the ERP help track?
What do you mean by service level agreement?
Maybe in terms of what and what shouldn't be done when it comes to customer and the customer, which also might be the users and the owner of the company.
Yeah, the customers do not, this is not a front-end application. It's a back office application. We're not expecting customers there. But when we are talking about service level agreements like posting transaction, making sure that every transaction should be posted within so period of time. So that is because we do not have ERP yet, it's going to be determined by BAs and accountants. So we don't have any service level agreement for now because the application is not yet. But we'll look at service, like every application must be, every transaction must be posted at least within 24 hours of that application, every of that transaction in the ERP system. it must be reflected. And equally, like monthly, we must have a monthly kind of account reconciliation of activities. So these are standard or service level agreements you might be looking for, but is not fully defined yet.
Okay. All right. So do you foresee any legacy data issue?
Any what?
Legacy data issue.
Legacy data.
Yes, sir.
So what do you mean by legacy data issue?
Maybe looking at it that maybe as the project goes on, there might be issue of gathering data to achieve the result demanded.
Gathering what?
Maybe as the job keep going, you foresee any issues, maybe like it might be difficult to get the specific data to achieve the aim at the end.
When you talk about legacy data is, let us understand the word legacy. Legacy is a kind of outdated data which is no longer in operation. So I don't know about legacy data here, and the only legacy application we can see we are migrating from is like Excel. Some of the data cells were like some of the transaction as of the moment. Every transaction is being recorded on Excel sheet. So if we're talking about legacy data, we're talking about our information on Excel, which need to be migrated into the ERP, which is the automation. Every other thing we are doing before now becomes legacy. That is the way I understand legacy in respect to what we are doing here.
Okay, sir. Which current workflow do you expect the ERP to simplify or automate, sir?
What?
Which current workflow do you expect the ERP to simplify?
Elijah, we've like I said, I don't like repetition because we're in one meeting and we've asked everybody. I've said we are working. Most of our activity here is on manual, semi-manual, and we drill down that activities here is within finance, and I drill down that from finance is account receivable. I describe or I define what account receivable mean to us, and I equally define what account payable mean for us. And I describe that these are two processes. These are two workflows. So I don't know, you are coming back again to ask, this is a repetition for me.
Sorry.
So if you have anything we have discussed, if you have it in your list, if it has been treated, you don't need to come and because you want to gather or if you want to. For me, it doesn't make sense. If your question has been taken care of, either by Tony or by Indea or by Michael, by all the people that have spoken, or Andrew, all of them, then there is no need of you gathering requirements anymore. You need to come and say, hi, Mr. Charles, thank you for the good work. My question has been taken care of.
Okay, sir. Okay, let me ask the last one before another person take over. Will the ERP touch any support ticketing or customer interaction data?
Every application requires support, and that's where the ITSM comes in. They support all the applications in the company. So every application rests on the ITSM department for day-to-day, making sure that the system goes down, I don't have access into my account, everything, making sure that there is an IT infrastructure. So all the IT infrastructure rests on IT support. So that is the relationship between IT support and the ERP and the finance department.
Okay, so. Okay, so thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Prophet Elijah. Okay, I think all the people coming here are just to say well done, Michael.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I just have 2 follow-up questions from the answers you gave me previously. First question is, I remember you said that already there's an existing CRM for 65. So to help us streamline or narrow down our search for ERPs that will be suitable for 65, can you please do well to tell us the CRM tool that is already in existence with 65, so that we could know if it will be able, if it will be able.
Can you go to project scope? Can you go to project scope if you have a project scope?
Yes, yes, sir. I'm looking at the project scope right now.
So look at out of scope.
ERP design. Yeah, I'm sorry, CRM design and
so why are you bringing CRM topic here? Everything CRM is out of what we are doing here to avoid confusion. If you try to understand ERP, there are 2 different applications. So that's why it is clearly made up. It's out of scope. CRM knowledge will not help you to go get CRM. If you don't have knowledge of both of them, just try to go read about ERP and you know more about ERP and try to understand more about CRM, which will take you time. After understanding CRM, are you going to implement it now? No. It's when we say we want to integrate our ERP and CRM, then that might be another project. If you are still there, then you go start reading how to integrate them and start doing data matching. But for now, I don't think it's necessary.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And finally, from what you gave us on the project brief, please, I would like you to explain what you mean by agent onboarding from the project brief, just so that we're not confused.
Okay, where is it?
Or that should be item. That should be item. Let's see. That should be from the project objective. The second item from the project objective: integrate finance, agent onboarding, KYC, and the rest of it.
Agent onboarding should be, like I said, it has been streamlined. We'll need to remove it. Is when we work on we're working with agent, because we used to have agents. I said it earlier. We used to have agents. We used to have merchants, but these are source of revenue. Money should be coming in from our agent activity. But we are streamlining it. I've said that we've removed agents and we've removed merchant for now. We just want to focus on the digital bank. One that is scaled, then we can then go on agent and then go. It's part of our wider roadmap, but in this particular project, yeah, is not needed. But in future, yes. But for now, we don't have agents for now. But in future, we are going to have POS agents. We are going to have merchants. You know, all of them will need to have account with them in it, because this is where revenues are going to be coming in. So that is it.
Okay. All right. Finally, sir, what's just to be sure, to be clear, what we are tasked to do is to make sure that the ERP would facilitate the task of the for account payables and account receivables. Now, when you're doing the account payables and account receivable, it has nothing absolutely. Hope it has nothing absolutely to do with payment approvals and all of that.
Account receivable has to do with a lot of processes. So I advise you to go read about the process flow of account payable and account receivable. They have a process flow. Just research about it. You see everything that is required in account payable and an account receivable. It's a workflow. Is a complete. Both of them are complete workflow.
Okay, sir. Okay. No problem. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Okay, Mr. Wilson, you see raising your hand, and when I call you, you are not coming forward. Okay, I've spoken to you, Ginika, and I've not spoken to Deborah, and yeah. Mr. Wilson, if you want to give us a word of advice, you can come forward. If not, Ginika, if you want to thank me, good, because I've already given you opportunity to gather your requirements. You have Deborah. Deborah, you can come forward. I'm not. Let's know if I've spoken with you before. Please don't come back, because you have the opportunity to ask questions.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Well done, sir. My question
So which team are you supporting?
Okay, I'm from the Southwest team, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so based on the KPIs, one of the KPIs is that the company wants to have access to real-time data on the ERP. But the other time when you were talking to one of the people who contributed, you mentioned that the SLA is that one of the things you'll be working with is that the reconciliation on the ERP, like uploading data to the ERP, must happen within 24 hours. So I feel that if uploading data to the ERP is happening within 24 hours, would it be possible then to generate real-time data insights from the
What is real time?
ERP?
What is real time?
Okay, I understand real time to mean as it is happening, like live data.
So when they're uploading it, you are seeing it. So when we talk about we're talking about service level agreement, it means that the accountant should upload transaction if it's not automated. You know, if it's not automated, then the accountant should upload transaction to the ERP within 24 hours. Once it's uploaded, you start seeing it immediately. That is what we mean real time, as whenever they upload it, you see it real time. That is what real time means.
Oh, all right, sir.
Real time means as it is happening, in the ERP, you are seeing it. ERP is a system. Once you upload information or you post information, you see it. If you don't post information, you don't see it. If you want things to be happening real life, activity from everywhere, then you have to integrate and make sure that they are synchronized with other applications. With that, maybe as somebody is making a payment in bank account, then it will reflect immediately because your ERP is integrated with your bank account and things are like that. But if it's not integrated and automated, it's not going to work real life like that in the way. Like I said, it's not a switch. I made a mention. Things are not like a switch or button. It needs to take time for us to upgrade. Even if we have ERP system, automation needs to be done. It's not automatic automation that once you have ERP, everything is automated automatically. It requires integration, and then you started carrying out the automation project. We build the automation. The automation is not once you have ERP, everything is automated. But the ERP will give you the opportunity to automate your activities.
All right, thank you, sir. Lastly, I want to ask that who will be responsible for adoption of the ERP? Like you said, if the accountant does not upload the data, nobody gets access to it. So I think a lot of work is resting now on the adoption of the ERP by the users and by the users. Let me just say users. I think we understand that term. So who will be responsible for that, for the adoption, to ensure that the ERP is actually adopted by those who ought to be using it?
Is the stakeholders that are going to be responsible for the adoption. What is adoption? Agreeing to use.
To use, yes, sir.
So what is that is adoption. Once as anyone who is working with a company, as long as you want to continue to be part of the company, you need to adopt it. So is the stakeholders who tell the department or the user that this is what you are going to be using. So is the management that is responsible for adoption of the ERP.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir. That's all, sir.
All right. Okay. The last person here is Mr. Echezonachukwu Obiekwe. You can have the floor.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Charles. I'm still repping Southwest. My team member has spoken. I just want to clarify a few other things. We just want to find out, in terms of, are there constraints that with data security for hosting, or do you prefer cloud preference?
Well, cloud, in terms of hosting.
Yes, hosting of the ERP. Is it cloud-based you want, or is going to be? So we need to know which one we are going for.
Yeah, because we already said it's a cloud-based application, so where people are no longer using on-premise. Is a legacy system these days. So yeah, it's going to be cloud-based application.
Okay. Okay. And in terms of the workflows, are there seasonal workflows that may affect us going live? Based on what you want, that you want.
Based on what we want to say, what we want to use it for finance. And finance, I made a mention that in number one is account flow, account receivable and account payable. Every other thing can come later, but for now, it's account receivable. So I don't understand what you mean by seasonal workflow in that regard.
in terms of reporting, maybe some kind of reports they might want to get, and that report cannot collate until it's within that period. Actually, that's what we're looking at. But you have answered since that can come later, so it's not a strict requirement for us. That's our understanding.
Okay.
Okay.
I think you've responded to yourself on that. So is there any other question?
I think that's what we're here for now. Since it's a continuous process that will still happen again later on, if there's any new things in the next engagement session, we could bring that up.
So the only thing we need is a scalable ERP that can scale over time. That's it. Scalable means that if we want to integrate, it must be able to be integrated with other third-party application, because I've worked with a system where we want to carry out some integration and find out that it does not support other integration. We want to develop a custom integration. It equally failed, and that warrant is a CRM. It has to warrant that we need to move from that CRM to another CRM in order to achieve the wider integration we plan to.
Okay, if that is the case, Mr. Charles, then so should we also consider expansion in our selection choice? The ease of expansion.
Expansion
all of the functions. Expansion and users.
What?
But should we consider that in part of our conditions on selection of our ERP? That's expansion of users over time. As you have more personnel and more staff, the number of people users will increase. We should look for one that can support that.
Well, in terms of users, like most of the ERPs, there is the amount of users. If you want to, all you need to do is pay more money, and they give you, for instance, let me use Dynamics 365. If you want to use one user, they will then give you, it's only one user you are going to. If you want another user, all you need to do is pay more money, and you have a license for every user you want. You have a license. Once you have a license, you should be able to sign into the ERP. If you have one user, so it's about the licensing will determine the number of users, not the system itself.
Okay. Also, finally, before I leave on the stage for that, on the training, because training is one of the mandatory scope we need to do. Who's going to provide the list of the personal staffs we're going to train during this period?
There is no list. All you need to know is the type of staffs you need to train, and provide training material. They will go and read it up. Okay. These are kind of training, develop training videos. When we talk about training, it's not about coming to stay every day. You are develop training material. Anybody who wants to use the system can leverage on the training material, training manuals. So we talk about training. That's what kind of training we're talking about.
Okay, so in terms of, because we'll be having the vendors we also need to know the process of the company and engagement. Do you need a 3 quotes or single source?
The process of getting vendors.
Procurement process. Yeah, procurement process.
There is no bureaucratic in getting vendors. All you need is get the right vendors with the right requirements, and the money will be released for the vendor. So that is the way it is done. And in most cases, all the vendors give you like 1 month grace for you to implement the system. If the system you like it, you continue using it. All you need to do is make payments. after 1 month of implementation and you start using it. So I expect, all I need is I expect the team to make research, try to understand our problems first, and then understand the ERP market. If you understand the ERP market, you should be able to select a vendor that will matches our problems.
Okay. Okay, that will be all for now from me.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've spoken to Deborah, and this last person raised hand, Njideka Asusu. Okay, I don't want to ignore you. Also, Njideka. Which team are you? You still from South West?
Good evening, Mr. Charles. I'm
Good
from
evening.
South.
Okay.
Okay, I just want clarification on the security and data security.
Okay, I've spoken on data security. I said multi-factor authentication. I made a mention of that. I made a mention that these, because it's a financial, it has a lot to do with finance, to make sure that data there, data cannot be able to be deleted, kind of encryption. So we cannot delete data in that ERP system. You must have access control before you can log in. Even if you have access control, you must be able to multi-factor authenticated before you can log in. The data compliance, I said you must be data compliance to the country we're operating, which is Nigeria. We are looking at the UK as well in future. So data compliance must meet Nigerian data regulatory, which most of them talking about data usage, which is you must state the data. I've stated all this. You must state the data usage in your privacy policy and terms and conditions.
Okay, so for the multi-factor authentication, there are different aspects of it. Are you considering authenticator apps, push notifications, biometrics, and hardware tokens? Is it all of them or just some?
It is you that are going to advise us on the best one, because we are novice, we are the professional here. You advise us on the best, because if I know all these things, there is no need of hiring you.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Njideka. Okay, thank you, everyone. And like I said, requirement gathering is a continuous process, but it starts on one day. So you've done we call this initial requirement gathering. So over time, and there is issues you need to resolve, you can pop in, ask questions, and things like that. You continue to refine. You know, at times, if we say something we discuss here, we can change our mind and say we don't want it anymore, and it can be so. So that is change request. We can make a change request. Even some of the things we say, we can say we don't want it again. So, but until we say we don't want it again, we have to work with what we've said here. So the point I'm making is a continuous interaction till the solution is deployed. So thank you everyone for engaging, and I wish you a successful and speedy delivery in your various teams.
Thank you very much, Mr. Charles.
Thank you, sir, for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Charles.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Charles.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.